Y'all got a black woman therapist fired because she told motherfuckers that they need to go to therapy and rejoiced over her being fired. Just to sit here and watch, support, platform these black gossip podcasters who cosplay as these journalists and therapists and poke at other black people's trauma and triggers and call it entertainment. Embarrassing doesn't even cut it. Sitting on a couch with a joint in your hand discussing other people's trauma and triggers over a cup of liquor is not journalism, babe. That is not the equivalent to being certified to be able to facilitate these conversations. This is not the same as getting acquainted with the DSM-5, okay? This is not mean that you are well equipped to handle talking about domestic abuse and sexual violence and assault, but you sit here and do it anyways. And then the rest of y'all watch this shit like it is entertainment and sit here debating about it, kikiing about it, when maybe if you went to therapy, you'd be able to tell that this person is triggered and having a fucking trauma response. Maybe if you went to therapy or at least respected it, you'd realize ain't shit funny about that. And actually laughing at that shit and minimizing it is your own coping mechanism and trauma response. I'm just perplexed. I'm really flabbergasted because one minute it's y'all don't care about mental health, y'all don't care about this shit, da-da-da-da, whoop-de-whoop. And then the next minute, y'all are sitting here laughing at abusive dynamics and can't even tell who the abuser is in the situation. Embarrassing does not cut it. I put this on Twitter 4 days ago, right? Just being like, oh, look at me, I'm so happy. Me and my mans, we've been friends for so long, and now we're in a nice relationship, right? For 4 days, me and my boyfriend have been getting thousands of comments and messages harassing us. Messages like this, calling me whore. Comments like this, making it seem like I'm just a terrible person who made him stay in the friend zone, but then I'm also like a whore because we clearly slept before our relationship. So I'm a whore, I'm a terrible person, and then my boyfriend has been called gay, fruitcake, all types of names just because we share a love story. And those were nice ones. I mean, thousands of comments and messages calling us names and harassing us, right? So I'm fed up, I make a tweet, I'm returning the energy, right? If that's how black men want to treat me, I'm gonna return the energy. But this is too much, right? This is too much. I could be called whore, bitch, slut, my boyfriend called fruitcake, batty boy. I could be called all types of names by thousands of black men, but I'm too much when I return the energy. Them making comments about my boyfriend being sexually predatory after me is uncalled for because that's misogynistic and rape culture. Them making jokes and comments about me being ran through as a child and a teen and that I wasn't in my prime for him after age 20, so after I was a teenager, is uncalled for. Them calling my boyfriend gay was uncalled for because that's homophobic. Them saying he's weak and a beta male because I made him wait is uncalled for because that's objectifying me as if all that matters is my body, and it's misogynistic. All their comments are rooted in misogyny, homophobia, and rape culture, which black men use to systemically oppress black women and other facets of the black community. So they were uncalled for, and they just simply couldn't handle the same uncalled for heat.
Okay, I'm the boyfriend here. So for my 2 cents, I 100% agree with what she said. I wholeheartedly approve. Y'all deserve that shit. Just 2 main points. 1, I wish I came up with that shit myself. 2, y'all honestly deserve worse than that. Y'all lucky that's the worst thing she said. And if bullet bags really set you off that much, man, I have no clue what to tell you.
I want to read something. All right, it's a tweet from someone named Keating6, overarching Get Her Jade. All right, I'm going to read this post before we get started. After thousands and thousands of comments from Nigcels objectifying and villainizing me, I've come to the conclusion that I no longer have the capacity to have empathy for cis, straight black men. Good luck on your endeavors as bullet bags. All right? I'm going to read that again. After thousands and thousands of comments from Nigcels objectifying and villainizing me, I've come to the conclusion that I no longer have the capacity. I no longer have the capacity to have empathy for a cisgendered straight black man. Good luck on your endeavors as bullet bags. And that is from this content creator. She's not an influencer, I don't believe. Well, I thank God. This poser named Keating6, Get Her Jade. It's a big googly-eyed, weird-looking chick. More on that after the jump. Yeah, so just put it in context and whatnot. Bullet bag is a derogatory term that has been innovated by as yet unidentified black woman who was working as a legal intern in the DA's office over in Houston. Okay, last I checked, that was unconfirmed, by the way. That woman went by the name Hoochie Mama, some shit. Let's talk legal. That was who she worked for, initially. And she had wrote, "The bullet bags are mad, y'all," you know, and that was a professional, all right. And this person here, this whatever, uh, she comes from a privileged background, okay. And I feel a certain way because she doesn't have to be involved if she doesn't want to be involved or whatnot, but she's out here looking for clout. And what better way to look for clout than to attack the ethnic black community of these here colonies in the United States of America's 3Ks in set, Yeah, a little burnt about it, right? A lot of black men were burnt about it because they continually, these people continue to attack us and whatnot. It's a specialty of black women these days and shit, And I use the term loosely applied to this googly-eyed, weird-looking chick, you know. I use that term loosely, all right? It's a specialty. They love to inflict emotional harm and damage. Okay, emotional harm and damage. 24/7. 7 days, 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You can find something new every day, damn near every hour, disparaging black men. Okay, and then on top of it, they sandwich this between some a healthy dose of negging and gaslighting, where they play the victim at the hurling a stone and barely hiding their hands and whatnot. It's just ridiculous. It's a cosmic game of I know I am, but what are you? All right, take it how you want it. Okay. So that being said, this bitch wrote a check, and it's just not been cashed yet. Okay, it's just not been cashed yet, and I'll elaborate on that right now.
Witness the might of the Jabari. First time. Jabari. Jabari.
I'd love to tell you this person's name, but she's changed her name a number of times on her social media and everything. But it remains the same and whatnot. She is a goddamn poser or whatnot, okay? A poser. All right, all she does, she's like first year college 101 and shit. You know what I mean? You know, all full of fire, young, dumb, you know, the rest, you know, full of, you know. She is such a goddamn liberal poser, okay? Yes, I have to say liberal and shit, okay? She is a fake ass feminist and shit, okay? Just gang stalking the black community and shit, and men in particular, okay? And we're tired of listening to this bullshit, okay? She wants to be able to, you know, throw rocks and hide her hands. And just in case you don't know, she's biracial, okay? Or she's adopted or something. I don't know, you know? It's like a goofy art chick I always saw when I was in school and in later years and shit. You see on the west side of Los Angeles and shit. You would see goofy broads like this. All right? I don't take her serious enough, but she does annoy the fuck out of me. If I've actually covered this person on two separate occasions. I covered her and shit, okay? Because she makes these egregious, self-righteous videos and shit, despite the fact that she's extremely privileged, okay? She's more privileged than normal black women that she professed to care about, you know, in her fake feminism, because she has a cushion of daddy's money and granddaddy's money to lay back on, and she'll live her best life, you know? She could be that third Maori twin and shit for all I give a shit, okay? Yeah, this is an entitled. This is what they one of the content creator refers to as a black Karen and shit. You know, with 3 Ks. I won't refer to her as that, and I want to refer to her as a KEISHA, okay? Because that's an insult to other misandrous black women and shit that I fucking drag on the regular and shit, okay? That's an insult, okay? You know, on my fucking platform, man, you get a receipt and then you get the payback, you get the paycheck for that shit. Okay, she gets a paycheck. Okay, the reason I'm making a video today is because a while back, she finally, I don't know, I thought she was queer. You know, she was signaling as queer or bi or whatever the fuck these kids call themselves nowadays. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But she popped up with a boyfriend, another weird, goofy looking guy. You know. Goofy looking dude, you know, squinty eyed motherfucker. And people told her, like, she was popping up that she was in a relationship with the guy, you know, finally after years. And she had made him wait 8 years, you know, for the pussy. She had made him wait 8 years or something. I don't know the dynamics of their relationship. I don't give a fuck given what I'm going to talk about and shit. But, like, I think a brother, like, said, oh, congratulations, or you guys are cute together. And they went all in on him and shit. And then she opened up the nest and shit. So a lot of people came for a fucking that wig on her head and shit. If that's what that is, okay. I don't know. She's a big googly-eyed, weird-looking chick, okay. All right. I don't struggle to say things about her, but you know, a certain platform is on my bumper. But like I talked to, you know, I saw another, you know, I told another content creator that I would make this video and I want to get it out of the way. I just want to get out the way. I've had the material on my laptop for a minute, and you know, she just wasn't that important and shit. I actually, in the second video that I had, in the first video, she was talking trash. She was talking some fake feminism trash and shit. I don't want to get into it. If I find a link, I'll put a link to wherever that video is. But in the second video, she was talking about Eldridge. She was talking about one of the Black Panthers who had a fucking record. I think it was Eldridge Cleaver or something. It was somebody. I'm getting that name wrong probably. But it was the guy that had the criminal record. You know, the guy that did a bunch of shit and he ran to Africa and then he got in trouble over there and then he brought his ass back over here. That guy was an agent of chaos, okay? He was an agent provocateur shit. People know that already. So she made this video, like, you know, is a dig at black men. It's that whole demonizing us because of our peen and shit. And because, you know, who we are and shit. You know, just low-hanging fruit and shit from her point of view, her privileged point of view and shit, okay? Privileged, man. Okay? She took a dig at us through, you know, a disgraced Black Panther and shit. So I asked her, you know, I made the second video and I told her, well, what does she think? What does that guy's wife think? You know, the guy that was an SA offender, that he offended a bunch of women, and he said he was practicing for a race war and all that bullshit. Yeah, this was right fruit for her, man, because she didn't think she would get any pushback, but I gave some pushback because that guy's wife is an adjunct professor and shit. Yeah, I think at a HBCU and shit. So I told her, I say, hey, what do you think his wife thinks? She was there when he did all of his dirt and shit, and she was there when he killed another person over her, and she's got a position of privilege. So what do you fucking think about that? I didn't get shit. All right, this chick is she's basic. She's basic college dumb broad 101. A lot of these, like when I went to my first college and shit here in the Midwest, you see a lot of these goofy ass chicks. They with the, her mindset, and like before the first semester was over, they were pregnant. They were pregnant or doing some other dumb shit on drugs, strung out, you know. And luckily she's biracial. Shit, daddy can put her in promises and shit, you know. I'm not saying this chick is, but like the reason I'm dragging her is like I said, like they came out, they brought up the bullet bag deal, okay? The bullet bag thing, that thing chases black men around like nobody's business. It's like the second urban legend behind fucking Candyman and shit, okay? Yeah, this broad, man, she's you can't really take her seriously, but she says so much egregious shit. And then her boyfriend came online. He didn't have the other biracial, you know. I don't know if he was mixed in black and white. Just a weird fruity looking guy, just like his weird googly eyed fruity looking broad that we're talking about today. He came on and he said he endorsed all of her nasty behavior online and shit towards black men in particular, but the black community as a whole. Okay, she has one hand held out to the black community, and the other hand she's slapping away and shit. And then on top of it, she has a colonizer mindset and shit deep down. You know, she can barely submerge it and shit. And I thought she was fucking queer. She had a bunch of queer ass pictures and shit. You know, she's so arrogant she even put her own nudes on social media. She drew up, she's like an artist or something, you know. Standard artists and shit. I saw the fucking nudes. You know, I was unimpressed. I guess they were pretty accurate or whatnot. It's like a skinny chick with a big deflated ass with a stupid birthmark on it. I guess that'll get me in trouble. I'm fucked. I don't give a shit, man. I'm just tired of this goofy ass chick, man. She keeps popping up. And the whole bullet bag thing was egregious and whatnot, which is the reason this fucking video exists and whatnot. So I'll post this and take it down after it premieres or some shit. And then put it up later when I get off probation. I'll just reinstate the bitch. Okay? I'll reinstate the motherfucker. Alright? I don't even know this chick's name. It's some Miss X-Teen or... She has a bunch of different names. And she had a troll account. She was exposed to having a troll account to do even further, you know, Miss Sandra's bullshit, you know, directed at us and shit. You know? This is messed up. You know, she did the classic Black Karen thing, okay? She did a bunch of egregious shit. Then she got her lips slapped and shit. You know, she got clapped down and shit. She got slapped up by females, mostly. And then she claimed she was a victim. And they always say, oh, the black man is fucking with us. The black man. That's like a script. I wish one of you broads would just, like, you know, while you're recording your terrorism and shit, your black identity, extremist terrorism, you know, on a sexist level, why don't you just show us the script? Like, I'm getting to the point where I just want to see the script. Like, I want to see, like, if it's a spiral notebook or something. It's like some stapled together 8.5 by 11 paper and shit. So that they read off, because they say the same fucking thing and shit. I'm tired of this goofy looking chick, man. Hey, you know, you talk about you know, black men being bullet bags, and you said a bunch of other shit, and you take swipes your whole life, your whole shitty short life and shit, and you're just a loser, okay? You're just a loser. I don't know what happened to you, okay? I don't know what happened to you, young lady. You're young, dumb, big. Let me stop. Young, dumb, and full of, well, whatever. You know, may you and your mutt, your fellow mutt, have many you know, many puppies in your litter, okay? I don't know what to say. And I say that because the motherfucker, you know, he has a chance to be like a voice of reason, or just stay the fuck out of it, really, because she called us bullet bags, and she knew what that meant to the black community, especially black men and shit. So she was looking to inflict emotional damage. She does that all the fucking time on her platform. Okay, she does this shit all the time. All right, but you know, her boyfriend, quotation marks, you know, or girlfriend. I don't know how these weirdos do their things these days. I don't know how these weirdos do it. You know, he endorsed that. He said, you know, I approve this message and shit. So you approve this clapback, okay? You approve this clapback, you retarded goofy. And you know, before I go, I want to thank you because she actually had the definition of that made up ass term misogynoir. Yeah, she uses that too. You know, just groan. I face palm when I hear bitches saying these code words and shit. You know, they code switching between being pro black and being a fucking divester and shit. And this is she's a chameleon, right? Yeah, she's just black enough, but white enough that the white part of her family can tolerate even looking at her.
I still get this too, and one thing about me is I will not lie. If I said some shit, I will always own up and say I said that shit. But the one thing or a couple things that still piss me off about this situation is people listen to this light-skinned black woman. It was like Colorism 2.0. Listen to this light-skinned black woman with a warm bucket-ass brain about my situation, what the fuck I went through over me and my proof. Another thing that pisses me off is we always look at the moments a black woman snaps and not the moments that lead up to the snapping or to the reaction. People really think it was only those 4 days of mainly harassment from black men, not white men, that led me to react finally. Then y'all have no fucking idea what it's like to be a black woman, or you do and you don't care, you don't prioritize it, and you think that we should just keep it all in and handle ourselves and stay strong. But let's say it was just those consecutive days, right? I got oppressors in my community harassing me, joking about sexual violence, sexual predatory behavior, referring to my underage body as objects, joking and using homophobic, queerphobic slurs, misogynistic ass slurs. I'm a used car, he was a predator, I just got caught, used carcass, all types of shit, right? You're joking and harassing me with comments about trauma and violence that actually happened. Happened to me, happened to other black women, happened to black queer people, right? You're using those slurs and bringing up trauma and violence. And you're not listening to the, please don't say that. That's not true. That's homophobic. That's misogynistic. That's sexist. You're not listening to this person being nice, right? So you joke about trauma and violence that happens to me, that happens to people who look like me, and all them people are laughing, right? Okay, let's make a joke, let's make a comment about violence that happens to you. But all of a sudden, everyone stops laughing. It's not funny no more. Not only that, it goes viral. There's outrage for that, for me bringing up your trauma and violence that happens to you. But when you're spewing all this violence and trauma that happens to me, people who look like me, no outrage, doesn't go viral. People brought up and will say, well, your comment can apply to black women, black queer people too, that's why, hey man, nobody cared about the comments that were just attacking black women, black queer people. They only started the outrage when there was a comment that also hurt black men, because in the black community, the black trauma is always aligned with cishet black men. Was the comment harsh? Yes. Was it meant to be harsh? Yes. Like, that's just the honest truth. Would I have done it the exact same way? Probably not. But do I regret it? No. Because this was a moment where a group of people who have been the main source of violence I have received my entire life was now giving me that same type of violence and harassment in droves. And in the moment, I reacted. And I reacted in a way that I felt to protect myself.
A biracial who hold daddy's side is not a lick of fucking black, and her mixed breed boyfriend feel beyond comfortable to mock the death of black men by police, and because of their gender and sexuality, you thought in your brain right here, right, that she wouldn't call you a derogatory slave term for disagreeing with her. Call y'all this, right? Refer to the black men and women disagreeing with them as monkeys. And before y'all start kissing these people ass for some apparent reason that I don't even understand, educate me on something. Please educate me. When do you ever see somebody that identifies with their blackness call black people monkeys? Call black women derogatory slave terms and call black men bullet bags. Is that not white supremacist terminology to you? Let's be dead ass. When do you see anybody that identifies with their blackness say any of those things? Also, keep in mind that they're fucking pushing 30. These people aren't fucking 16 with no sense. I've been exposed to it. I've been posted the receipts. Twitter shows you dates. She didn't get doxxed or get overwhelming hate until she made the bullet bag comment. Argue with yourself. I got the receipts. I already showed it. But this is where the big ass message comes in for y'all. And this goes for black men and black women. If you genuinely think in your brain that someone who decides to call members of your community racial slurs when they are upset in support of you or an ally of yours, what makes you believe that when you have an opinion that doesn't align with their beliefs, that you won't be called a racial slur and wished death upon? This goes for black men that let people slide but coming at black women, and black women that let people slide at coming at black men like this.
Say, why don't you pick on somebody your own disposition?
Oh, please, Mr. Barroom Brawler. Don't hurt me or anything like that.
This message has been paid for by the Dusties. Yes, the niggas you love to hate.